Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be going over the Mythic Level Up system, just walking you through the three main areas of leveling up a mythic character. The three areas that I've kind of distinguished are the normal level up process, where you put XP trainers into a character to increase the stats, to basically make their base stats stronger. The second part is the tier up system, which is brand new for mythic characters, and this is going to allow you to increase their stats further, because once they get to a max of a tier, you'll have to tier them up to be able to max that tier on their level again. And then lastly, we have the skill upgrades when it comes to their rushes, signature moves, and passive. So first we'll touch on the level up system itself. The mythic characters have slightly different level up procedure than normal characters like S-class, 6 stars, 5 stars. Those all have identical systems where you level up a character to the end of a certain tier, you upgrade them to the next tier, and then so on and so forth. As you can see, mythic characters don't have the same tier system. They have a number within their gold mythic or silver mythic diamond, effectively. The level up system is still going to use the same gear that your S classes were, just in lower amounts. It'll also use the same trainers, obviously. You can see I can get 125 of the initial levels into Shiva here. It's actually 124 because she's already level 1. But you can see that only takes 17, just under 17 bennies to do that. We're going to hit the level up, and you're going to see she's going to gain the stats. I think it was like 1.3k of each stat. So already she's getting more powerful than S-class characters. And that's how easy it is to get a powerful character. A tier 1 gold mythic, you can level up to 200. A tier 2, you can level up to 300. A tier 3, you can level up to 400. A tier 4, you can level up to 500. That's where silvers stop. But gold mythics do get an extra tier, which is tier 5, which you can level up to 600. Now, and as you can see, right now, Shiva is 125. If I click OK, I now have to upgrade with gear I already have. You can see, compared to the S-class characters, it isn't using as much gear. You know, S-class characters was using like 8s and 2s everywhere in these sort of gear, and you know how quick it is to get through that. And we click upgrades, and then I think it unlocks another 50 levels that we can go through. I think it's 50. Let's have a little look. Here's another 50. And again, we can level up, and you can see how much it's going to use. At this point, we've only used like 25 bennies or so. I think it's 25. And then one of the basils. We're going to hit level up again. Stats are going to increase. And then we'll have one more upgrade. We might use the same items again. It is going to use the same items again. But you can see, in terms of the power, already Shiva's 50% more powerful than she was at level 1. So you're getting a much bigger power boost from your leveling for a lot less trainers, honestly. I think the level up side of this is much more efficient. You're going to get a character to maxed out tier 1 with around about 25 to 30 bennies. So it's not going to be too crazy. And that's going to be Shiva maxed out at tier 1. And she's done and dusted. That's it for tier 1. As you can see, maxed out tier 1, 6,700 attack, 6,200 defense, 6,200 HP. So the stats are looking pretty good. But right now, we're going to run into a brick wall when it comes to leveling her up more. And that's where we're going to move on to step 2. And this is about ascending. As it shows on the screen, maximum level reached for this tier. Ascend to the next rarity to reach higher levels. Now, to tier up characters, it works exactly the same as the 4 stars to 5 stars, 5 stars to 6 stars. You do it in your Ascendance Tower. The new, fresh look Ascendance Tower. It does look nice and pretty. If we look on the right-hand side, we can see all my tough characters. You can see the one with silver diamonds are silver mythics, and the ones with gold diamonds are obviously gold mythics. Silver mythics are needed to tier up your gold mythics, as if we bring in Herschel here, it shows that it requires 2 silver mythics for Herschel to get to tier 2. They do not have to be leveled up, they just have to exist. So if I was to take both of these Sadiqs, I could instantly make Herschel tier 2. It's actually pretty straightforward. But before we go over Herschel, I'm going to just break down how you can level up a silver character, because those are the characters you're going to be tiering up the majority of the time, because you need a lot of silver characters at various tiers to get your gold mythics up tiers long term. So to do this, I'm going to be tiering up these strong characters. We're going to focus on Connie. And to get Connie to a max tier as a silver character, you have to obviously have a lot of Connies. In total, I think you need 4 Connies. The initial Connie that you're going to be tiering up, which is this Connie right here. And then you need 3 extras over the tier up. So make sure you don't use your Connies unless you have to. As you can see, to get Connie to tier 2, I have to have a Connie. It shows the picture of her. No other character will work. It only shows me the characters that will work on the right hand side. And as you can see, it's cool glasses Connie on the right hand side. So we'll click on Connie here and we'll ascend her to tier 2. I have not leveled up Connie at all. She is still level 1 on the left hand side. As you can see, if I just back out, you can see the initial level on the left hand side on the green avatar where it says result and it changes to tier 2. Both of them are level 1. You do not have to level up a character to tier them up. This is very important. People have made this mistake. I've seen comments that people think they have to level up characters to tier them up. That is not how it works. So we're going to click ascend. You can see that one of her skills gets upgraded and also something else gets unlocked. This is going to happen with every mythic character, silver or gold. To get them to the top tier, you're going to unlock all of their potential when it comes to the 3rd stage of this little tutorial. We'll talk about that in a second. But I click confirm and we go through the fancy animation where she becomes tier 2. Nothing really changes visually on her except she gets a blue background. Actually, she does change visually. She gets the sunglasses. So she officially becomes cool glasses Connie at this point. And then we click claim. And right now you can see she's in here again. At the top of her screen, she is now got a blue background. This is tier 2. Now, if I click her again, now it's going to ask for a little bit more. It's asking for another Connie. Again, every tier it's going to ask for Connie. And then it's going to ask for just a random other character. Now, I could use Connie myself because I know I only need 1 more for the last tier. But I'm not going to do that, just to make it easy. I'm going to use Kelly here. We're going to use Kelly. And as you can see, it's just a random character that's just filled the slot. Exactly the same situation. Tier 2, still only level 1. And now can be made tier 3. Nice and simple. Tier up's going to come in. We will see a visual upgrade. That is a little bit of a bug there that I saw. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. In the animation, you saw visually when she was just going through the animation, she was tier 1. And then it made her tier 3. She does get like the skull on her shoulder. Visually, I think Connie looks great here. Now, as you can see below, she also gets a new upgrade and skill unlock. These are both going to be on her rush. That lightning strike is her adrenaline rush. So again, tiering up characters brings them more potential to be stronger. Now, if we back out, you can see now Connie's orange. This is tier 3. It's getting really powerful. Again, still only level 1. This is just unlocking her potential for leveling her up. But also it's unlocking her usability to tier up gold mythics, which we're going to get to in a second. This is just to show you how it works with silver mythics. Again, we click a silver mythic, and this time it's going to ask for Connie once more. And then +2 randoms. And then now she's tier 4. Still level 1. Let's check out the animation again. Watch at the beginning of the animation. She hasn't got the glasses on. No sunglasses. Right there. No sunglasses. But now she's fully geared. Look at that. That's fully geared. A new upgrade and a skin unlock on her passive and signature move. Again, this is the best potential now that Connie can be. Tier 4, but I would have to level her up to fulfill that potential. So just to recap on how many characters are required to hit each tier. To tier up a silver mythic, you need 2 of the same silver mythic to get up to tier 2. To get it from tier 2 to tier 3, you need that original tier 2 character that you want to actually tier up. Plus, you need an identical character at tier 1 as a silver mythic. And 1 random silver mythic of the same trait. And then to go from tier 3 to tier 4, which is obviously the last tier for silver characters, you need that original character at tier 3, and then you need an identical character at tier 1, plus 2 extra silver mythics of the same trait. It's quite simple, you'll get used to it very quickly. When Ascendants came in to get 4-star characters and 5-star characters, it seemed a bit tricky at first in terms of trying to work out how it worked, how to get certain characters. But this one, you're guaranteed to get the character, obviously, because you're tiering up a character. It's not a random character you're going to receive. You're just taking the character you've got to the next tier. And then also, just to reaffirm this, you do not have to level up a character to tier them up. Now, when it comes to gold mythic characters and tiering them up, it does work slightly differently. Gold mythics only ever need 2 other characters, but they always need 2 other characters to tier up. If I select Carl here, you'll see I need 2 random silver mythics of the same trait. So I can pick up 2 random silver mythics. We're going to go for Maggie here. She has actually already leveled up a bit, but it doesn't matter too much. This is just a little tutorial on beta, so it's no big deal. And we'll go for this Maggie. Oh no, we'll go for Vincent down here. And you can see we can make Carl tier 2. We're going to have the same sort of situation. We're going to have upgrades to, you know, certain skills and unlocks on rushes and so on and so forth. So we obviously, this one's actually just saying, warning, fighters will be used in Ascension because she's already leveled up. So it will warn you if you're using a character, a silver character, that you've already leveled up, which is of course good. But for this tutorial, it doesn't matter too much. And you'll see Carl comes out and he will be tier 2. He'll maybe get his hat. No, he's not going to get his hat yet. We'll see when he gets his hat. And again, it's just confirmation of the new upgrade and skin unlock. We'll click claim and then we'll select Carl once more. And now you can see it requires 2 silver characters again, but it requires 2 silver characters that are tier 2. So this is obviously going to require me to get 2 separate silver characters to tier 2 quickly. And we saw what it requires to do that before. It just requires 2 silver characters of the same type. Okay, so I've gone and got 2 tier 2 silver characters again. Really important here. You do not need to level up these characters to tier them up. You can just instantly tier them up. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to have the characters. We select them and we make Carl tier 3 and he gets another skill unlock. More upgrades, more skill unlocks, more upgrades. Will he get the hat? This is the important information. Will he get the hat? Not yet. Does he get the hat at all? I'm not actually sure. Maybe he doesn't get the hat. The avatar, I hope he gets the hat. But you see, skin unlocks confirmed, new upgrades confirmed. We hit claim again, and now Carl is orange. And again, he's going to need 2 silver mythics of the same tier. I've got 2 here ready to make him tier 4. Again, they do not need to be leveled up. They just need to be the same trait. That's it. That's all they have to be. They don't have to have any sort of levels on them at all. We click ascend, skin unlock, new upgrades. Does he get the hat at all? Let's have a little look. Not yet. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to get the hat. Skin unlock, new upgrade, confirmed again. And now he is tier 4. Now this is where things slightly change. As you can see, it's now going to require a tier 4 silver mythic and a tier 1 gold mythic. You can see the 1 within the diamond is representative of the tier. We can click one of the Carls I've got here. That is going to fill the gold mythic slot. So you need a duplicate of the same character as a gold mythic to get it to tier 5. And then we will select one of these silver mythics on the right hand side, the one that I've got a duplicate of, which is going to be Maggie. And now we can make him tier 5. This is going to be the maximum tier that you can make a gold mythic. And we click ascend, confirm. It's obviously confirming with me because I'm going to be, I think it is confirming with me because I've got the level 500 silver mythic here, but she is a duplicate, so no big deal. Or it's confirming with me that I'm losing my gold mythic. Effectively, you are losing a powerful character by taking a gold mythic to tier 5, but it is definitely worth it. Tier 5 gold mythics are good. I don't think it's going to be the hat. Oh, he got the hat! I'm actually really happy. He got the hat. Skill unlocked, new upgrade, and now he is a tier 5 mythic. This is just unlocking his potential with his level ups, with his skill upgrades. He is effectively a blank canvas right now. If we check out his character screen, we can see he is a tier 5, but he's level 1. So he still has the same stats that he had as a tier 1 level 1. Same sort of situation as Shiva. But the Shiva that I leveled up before is actually more powerful than him because I've leveled her up. And I haven't done any leveling on Carl. So you will obviously need to level up Carl, get him to the max tier. And as you max out each tier, obviously the amount of stats each character has is different. Now here's a rough idea about the scaling in terms of the stat differential as the characters go up in tiers. They're roughly the max level of each tier until it gets to tier 4. But you can see tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 Rick are all the max levels they can be. Level 200 at tier 1, level 300 at tier 2, level 400 at tier 3. Once you get into tier 4, you are going to run into some new gear types which you will need to farm on the world map. As if we check out my tier 5 gold mythic Rick here, if I click upgrade, he is at level 425. We have got some brand new gear types here. But if I click on the gear and click where to find, it shows me that it's going to be on World Stage Area 49 and stage 6. So it's definitely worth, you know, getting this done, because you're going to be able to farm all the gear required in here, and that's how you get them up the tiers, basically. I think the last tier of gear I think the very, very last tier of gear is a bit harder to come by. You might not be able to farm the very top tier of gear, and that might be available in tournaments, events, and through the store. So just to quickly recap, to get a gold mythic to tier 2, you need 2 silver tier 1 characters. To get a gold mythic to tier 3, you need 2 silver tier 2 characters, which is obviously going to require 4 total silver tier 1s. To get a gold mythic to tier 4, you are going to require 2 silver tier 3 characters, which is obviously going to require 8 silver tier 1 characters to get those 2 silver characters to tier 3. And then lastly, you need the 1 duplicate gold character, but also 1 tier 4 silver character. And to get a tier 4 silver character, you need 7 total tier 1 silver characters. So in grand total, you'll need 21 silver mythic characters to get a gold mythic character to the top tier. Okay, so now we'll move on to how to upgrade the skills of characters. We'll go back to Carl because he is still tier 5 level 1. We have unlocked all of his skills. We have upgraded all the ones that are possible through hitting him to tier 5. This is going to happen on all of your characters as you tier them up. Unlocks, upgrades. If we click on the skills tab, you can see that some skills are fully maxed out without any requirement of trainers. For instance, his rush is completely maxed out. There's nothing I can do here. I don't have to use any trainers to get this higher, but some characters might have part of it where you actually have to spend trainers to tier it up. For instance, some characters might have the +1 elusive and attack up target to need trainers to get that. But it's generally going to be things that have high percentages, like medics might have it on how powerful the heal is, that sort of thing. If we go down to the signature move, it's actually the same deal with Carl here, where it's going to be completely maxed out straight away just from tiering him up. This is actually obviously fantastic. You don't have to use any trainers to get complete power in his rush and his signature move. But just like the rush, like I mentioned, there will be some characters that will require you to use trainers to max out that signature move. Characters, for instance, like Shiva. If we look at her, she is fully maxed out here. And on the right-hand side, her signature move, it requires 20 upgrades to get the plus 10% of this character's attack damage in bleed. If you don't do the upgrade, it will just stay at whatever the base is. And for Shiva, it would be 5%. This is obviously just worth noting, but you may not see the part that needs to be upgraded as even that big a deal. You might say, hey, I might save my resources, at least for the time being, and maybe upgrade it later and just prioritize different things. Now, if we go down to the bottom, which is Carl's mythic abilities, it's a completely different story. He needs a lot of upgrades to get the max out of his mythic abilities. As you can see, each one's going to require 20 upgrades. That's 100 total compared to what would be normally 18, I believe, for your S-class characters. Some 6-star characters, I think, had slightly more on their rush, or at least 5-star characters needed 12 on their adrenaline rush. But this is going to be 100 upgrades to get him fully maxed out with his passives. Now, again, you might see some of these passives and say, hey, I don't like that passive. I don't think it's going to work into his kit how I want it to work. You know, I don't think it's that big a deal. And you can prioritize other parts of his passives or passives on other characters. Again, like I said, that's completely up to you. So we'll check out a maxed silver mythic I have, which is obviously Holly here. She has not got a fully upgraded rush. As you can see, some characters, like I said before, will require you to upgrade certain parts of their rush. As you can see, this one here at tier 3 on the left hand side, it shows you what tier it unlocks. Heal teammates recover from impair is automatically unlocked, but to increase the healing percentage, I will have to obviously upgrade it. This is going to work the same with different, characters when it comes to their rushes, their signature moves, and passives. Now, as you can see, as I progress through the upgrades, you will get different trainers added. We're going to have Ulysses and Lilith make a reappearance. Lots of military supplies, and you're going to see the introduction of 2 new trainers, which is going to be Maddox and Madeline. You do not need too many of them, thankfully, to get a 1 skill maxed out. but these are going to be harder to come by. And it looks like, I think it's tier 10. Is it tier 10 when the first one's used? So you can get a character to tier 9 just from using Lilith and Ulysses, but it will require a lot of military supplies. This is going to be, in my opinion, why it looks like I've got a lot here. This was handed out quite heavily in the beta regions, but this is going to be quite a lot like veteran rings, where you might get quite a lot at the start of the Mythic era. You just don't want to burn through it on characters that you aren't going to be using long term. Kind of like when I gave the advice of not using your veteran rings on 6-star characters. I'm saying don't use these military supplies on any character that is not your most powerful one in your roster. Get those sorted out first, then look at other characters. I would say, personally, if you plan to have a tier 4 silver mythic, do not upgrade their skills pretty much at all, unless it's really important. For instance, let's say it's a revive character and you need to upgrade it to, like, say 5 to actually enable them to be able to revive. That could be quite important, obviously. But if it's just increasing the heal percentage on silver mythics, I would say hold off on spending this resource. And that's because it's extremely hard to come by in the short term. Long term, it'll be okay, I think. It'll be a bit better at least. But in the short term, especially early on, it's based on how many stages of Conquest you've done. So obviously it's going to take a long time to do a lot of stages of Conquest. And this is my tribute collection. The amount of Conquest stages I've done is less than 100. So it isn't great. We are going to claim, and then we can go back into collection, and you can see that in 16 hours I can get all of that again. I get 207 every 15 minutes. And those require hundreds of thousands to level up. So just to show you again, to fully max out this skill of Holly, it needs 290,000. And to get her passives upgraded to tier 20, which I can't even do because I don't have enough material to hold, it's going to require another 400, probably 450,000. So again, you're looking at over 1 million of these military supplies to fully max out one character the majority of the time. So that is pretty much it when it comes to leveling up, tiering up, and maxing out the skills of your mythic characters. These are just my thoughts on how you should approach it. If you have an extremely powerful gold mythic, it is generally fine to go all out. But if you just start going all out on every character and the first character you get, you could regret it down the line. Just remember some of the first 6 stars and the first S classes that came out. How much did you use that yellow Negan in the 6-star era? How much did you use Lao Po in the S class era? Versus how much did you use certain characters like Michelle in the 6-star era, or Priya in the S-class era. Those are the sort of characters you want to identify for your roster and put all of your resources into. But that's just my thoughts. If you have any thoughts of your own, please leave them in the comments down below. If you want to ask any questions about leveling up, I have of course got a Discord. A link will be in the description of my video. There's multiple RTS sections for you to ask those questions. But that is the end of this video. If you did find it useful, please hit that like button. It makes a big difference, and share it with people that you think could use this information. If you aren't subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You'll be told when my videos are released, when my live streams go live. A big shout out to my 13,000 plus subscribers. I thank you very much. That is the end of this video though, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.